Know what time it is. This is Now This Podcast with your girl Little Body T, and we are back. This is episode 5. Oh my God. I am just happy. I'm going to clap to that because I'm on episode 5. I'm making strides. Slow and steady wins the race, right? That's what they say, right? I'm excited to be here today. I got a special guest, and I got a special guest host. Uh, my guest host, Toya, Love Toy 80. You can follow her on
Hi.
Instagram.
Hello.
And I got a special guest, Santos. Santos of the hits show for me,
Hustle in Brooklyn.
Hustle in Brooklyn. Y'all gotta go back and watch that if y'all didn't. Y'all missed it if y'all didn't see that.
Thank you for having me, T.
Thanks for coming. I'm excited to be here. Oh shit. I'm dropping shit, y'all.
She nervous, y'all.
I am. I don't know. For some reason, it don't matter how many times I do this. I'm still nervous.
It's a good energy. Then they say nerves are good, so
Okay. Y'all hear the little crackling and pop? I gotta put something in my
She
mouth.
got put because she nervous.
Yeah, just
You know, gum normally helps you relax and chill. Y'all know that, right?
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
People be complaining to me I hurt their teeth. Not even hurt their teeth. They don't want to mess their teeth up.
yeah. I'm like I gave up gum 10 years ago. I don't chew gum.
No, I did hear about that as well. But as far as nervous, like stuff like that, it just helps people like when they're nervous.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't know that. Well, I just want to make
Because
sure
it gives you
I don't got
something to
nerves.
do. Same
Yeah.
thing when people smoke. It's the same thing. It's something to do with your hands.
Yeah.
having something in your mouth with the smoking because I just feel like when I'm outside, I just have to. If I'm in the house, no smoking. I come outside, I'm like what the hell?
Yeah, something to do.
Yeah.
Walking down the street, I guess. Well, Toya, what's going on? How was your week?
It was weak. We're ready to get back to some normalcy. I mean, it's the same thing every day. Redundancy.
Yeah, just a
I'm
routine.
sick of the redundancy. Yes, in the routine. But I mean, right now it looks like that's what's gonna be until et cetera, et
I like what you
cetera.
did with your voice, T, by the way, Toya. I like what you did. Like before the interview, she was just like, nigga, what? And as soon as we go live, she's like, redundancy. And
Right.
supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
She come with this radio voice. I told her about
You
that.
know, no,
She come.
I like that.
Yes.
really.
I like that.
It's
I
a
don't know.
thing
It's
you
a
do.
talent.
No, but I
Yes,
think
it's a thing you do.
Wow, yeah, because it's just really is something that I do. I don't know. I'm not even noticing when it's happening, but it's the same thing. I come to work. I'm outside. I'm walking with my coffee, coming in the building. Yo, good morning. What's going on? Yo, y'all seen X, Y, and Z? As soon as the phone rings, I'm like, yes, hello, good morning. Is there anything I can do? I don't know, but I guess.
How can I help you today? Yes, that's a natural talent, safe to say.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yes. But as for me, I mean, it was a week.
Yeah, it's just.
Oh, wow. Y'all made eye contact. Like,
'Cause
you
we
want to
know-
talk about it?
No, and I mean, and then we do, we talk during the week. This is my homie, it's my cousin. We known each other 7 years old, 8 years
Knee
old.
high. I think longer than that too. Well, yeah, about that,
Yeah,
right?
about 7, 8 years old. So we talk during the week, but it's the same conversations. We're ready for something different.
Yeah, because
you know,
we
but
didn't realize what we took for granted, and we did a
Seriously.
lot. We did a lot, but now with the whole COVID thing, it has just
Right.
slowed everything up. That's why we were happy to come out to your cookout. Thank you for having us.
Oh,
my
thank you for
God.
coming out. Thank you, for coming out to the cookout. I try to make sure that the food wasn't just like hot dogs and burgers.
no, but
I spoke to my friend. I wanted to make sure we have some, some other options in there, some veggie options. So thank you for coming out. It was really
Thank
good.
you.
It was a beautiful
Bring-
day, wasn't it?
It was.
was.
And
Even
bring
though we was
homie
late.
around because he was making sure you got chicken.
Yeah.
You got this, let me put the little extra. No, he was good at what he was
Whoever
doing.
that cook was,
very
he sure
hospitable.
did put his-
Everything.
Mikey Spice, my boy
yeah,
Mikey
no,
Spice.
he was
tearing
nice.
that- I
He
looked
was
to the
dope.
left. She was tear that shit up. I had on white. I was trying to be cute, but she was like, "No, fuck that."
Nice.
She had a burger. I was like, "All right, yes,
No,
we
it was a
good."
I
nice
think it was good because I think it was a Saturday. Homie was preparing from like a Thursday or I know we went shopping on Wednesday and he was like really making it. But that's what, it's funny because to circle back around what you said about the COVID situation, that's what this situation has allowed us to kind of now like appreciate these moments more than we did before. It wasn't just like a hurry up and go. It was more so like now we're actually noticing things and
Yes.
Yep.
Intimacy
You
too, because
Right.
it was like a lot of I saw like the family.
yeah,
you know.
exactly.
So-
It wasn't just a turn up. It was all friends and family. Real intimate and private.
It was
But-
a nice day.
Yeah, I wish we would have made it earlier, but between the parking and finding that side of the park.
And-
And that day we actually went out to sell what they call it, flea market.
Yeah,
Our
we
old
threw
items.
our own.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Which was very difficult, might I add. But it was a learning experience. It was a
Afterwards?
good no
Before.
before.
Oh, really?
Before.
Yes, in Union Square.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So
And
we
that was
had
our first
items, the rolling racks. We had everything set up.
Folded.
We had
You
the
would have thought you was
signs.
at Gap.
So we was out there trying to sell. We was out there out here in the heat.
That's dope.
No, but it was
That's
good.
a
It
round
was,
of applause right there within itself.
So we're gonna try it again
outside.
because sometimes you have your old clothing in your house and you need to get rid of it. You can't give everything away. We were selling $1, $5, $7, and it was just
$10,
something
yeah.
to do. And that's what COVID has brought about. You being creative and making something out of nothing.
Exactly.
And that was one of those situations
Exactly.
right there. But yeah, that was that. But overall, I mean, it was a good new week.
It was.
Work
At this point, every day, thank God I'm here.
because we
That's
above
it.
ground.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I allowed you to, by the way, shout out to Brick House Studios. But moving, yeah, that's
Shout
right.
out to Brick House Studios, you guys.
Moving forward, I don't know if you want to bring that topic up that we was talking about last time we spoke when we was here at the studio about the difference in relationships. Because I know you had a bunch of different, we had a bunch of different conversations. But I'm gonna let you,
Oh, our topic for today.
yeah.
Oh yes, let's get right into the topic. That's basically what Santos just said. He said, let's get into the topic. Let's get this going. And I think the question you posed was, why when black men date white women, black women turn their face up and give dirty looks? But when black women date white men, black women are cheering them on like, you go, girl.
Yeah. I wanted to have that conversation. I mean, by the way, I love all races and nationalities and stuff like that. I've traveled for a lot, over like 10 years I've traveled. And I've seen so many different beautiful ethnicities and religions and all kind of stuff. But you always got to come home, right? You always got to come home, and it's beautiful to be home. And it's also beautiful to have somebody that's relatable to your...
Culture.
Exactly.
How you grew up.
Exactly. So the question came about, what was I was looking at something online. Oh, I saw something online, and then this famous actress, she dated a white guy, and I think it was in the shade room. And everyone was like, "Oh, go ahead, girl. I see you. You okay? You leveled up." But then I've also seen situations where these football players and these athletes, they go and they genuinely date their high school sweethearts because right after high school, college, they go straight to the league.
Right.
And they date the girls that they was dating in high school. And normally these are like high schools that are like in the country or just like,
See?
you know what I'm saying?
Yes. We've been discussing this. Yes.
So-
Okay. So far, so good.
And
Go
this
ahead.
is true love.
This
right?
is true. Well, this is high school love.
Right.
This ain't true love, but it's high school true love in your eyes. Because this is high school. You haven't haven't been with enough people to really say if this is your true all in all
So are
be
you saying that
all.
you have to be with a lot of people in order to know
No,
what
I'm not
true love
saying
is?
that. I'm just saying you be with somebody, like you said, the country. So you're in this country place you live in, and this is what you have in front of you. So you go through high school. Oh, high school sweethearts, king and queen. He's the football star. She's the cheerleader. Yeah, this is
wrong
the
with that?
scenario. Nothing's wrong with it, but this is just the scenario of their home.
Right. That would be dope. Imagine going to school, right?
I don't have to imagine. I did,
And you
and she did too. Go ahead.
you guys dated and married your high school sweethearts?
I did.
I-
Didn't
I-
and I
I
divorced
didn't.
his ass too. How about that?
Well, what I'm saying, in my situation, I didn't experience that. I would have loved to experience that because for me, see, now I know why you're saying what you're saying because of your experiences.
Experience.
Because your experiences have taken you to this point in life where you're just like, fuck that. And we need to go experience life. You know what I'm saying?
We did.
I
that
don't know
too.
if that's
But we did
where,
that too.
No, let him finish it.
Oh,
'cause I
sorry.
don't think that's where she's... No.
Okay, maybe not.
Yes.
That is
See?
where you're leading to?
No,
Oh,
but not
yeah, 'cause
not
I'm like,
not certain not but the experience. Go ahead. look, he gonna sip
Yeah,
his
because
tea.
I'm like,
Because we were,
because he's
but
gonna
see, we got
spin
the
off.
opportunity to experience other people, and then we came back and got married to each other,
Okay.
and we were
Yeah,
high school.
But that has
sweethearts.
nothing to do.
But in the midst, yes, it does. Because in the midst of us separating and going our separate ways, he dated outside his race, a white woman.
Oh, hold up. So you're already on some bias. Stuff.
I'm not being biased.
Oh,
though.
okay, so
I'm
this
not
is
gonna
where
be
she was
biased,
going.
though.
Yeah.
I'm
see?
not gonna be biased.
Sure,
though.
you alright?
I promise.
All right, cool.
Continue. Go ahead, do your thing.
By the way, there's nothing wrong with dating anybody that you like. If you
Gotta
like
be
the
clear.
person,
We gotta be clear.
Yeah, if you like the
Because
person,
I agree with that.
you should be able to date them.
Absolutely.
Yeah, let's be clear.
You know. But I've always noticed that situation where I have a lot of friends. I have so many different type of friends, right? Because of my profession, I've been surrounded by amazing people. But I always notice it. You know what I'm saying? I always notice it. And it's
Notice
just,
what?
How the question that you said about how when you step in the room, you know, at certain rooms with a certain type of person, people look at you differently. You know what I'm saying? Even when I go out with my white friends, you know what I'm saying? It could be a guy or girl. You know what I'm saying? And I go with my white friends to a bar or to a place, you know, to a black function. You know, it'll be like, oh shit, like, oh, that's toast. You know what I'm saying? Or if I go there with one of my black friends, he could probably be more successful than my white friend. They'll look at him like, yo, bro, I told you to come by yourself. Yo, I told you to come by yourself, but yo, why you brought somebody with you? You know what I'm saying? In fact, just to be real transparent, I have gone to events where it's just like, yo, bro, I just told you to pull up. Versus, I know that if I was to pull up with this white person, it's okay. You know? So my idea is not more so about relationship wise, but just, you know, guy and girl or whatever floats your boat. My whole idea is about perception. Why do we perceive? Because it turns into like, I'm gonna ask this question, and I want to make sure I ask it right. Why, as a whole and as a community, do we look at the white man like a success story?
The programming. I really believe we were programmed to. I don't want to say hate because I dislike the word hate, but I really think we were programmed to dislike/hate our own. And that's how we've been in our culture raised. That's why
Crabs in a barrel.
yeah, that mentality is real. When you go outside your home and all you surrounded are around is people who look like you, you've been programmed and taught in your home to hate your own and to look up to other cultures instead of being taught from young that you are, I am all in all. We've been programmed to hate on one another.
Right.
And until that is taught in the home that I am all, I am king and queen, it's going to continue to say, well, the white man, the Asian man, the Arabic man is better, cultural wise.
Right.
We're angry in our homes. We yell and scream at each other in our homes.
Right.
That's why when when a black man dates a white woman, and we're going to get on this topic. When a black man dates a white woman and a sister looks at him and she has an attitude, she's like, damn, so, okay, you're not going to treat her how you would treat me.
And that is the key point right there. And it's a point.
That's it. That's the all.
I know, and you looking like I'm a little perplexed by this.
Like,
So you've never, well, I mean, just in general, you may feel, I don't know if it's a security thing.
And I'm telling her, yeah.
No,
she
I'm
needs
not holding
some
back
of that
because
and
it hasn't got a little, it
Pull out
hasn't
that bottle and pull
really,
it up.
it hasn't really got hot yet.
Oh, it's
We
there.
just got-
It's here because this is just what it is. Just make it hot if it ain't get hot. Because you got to just...
You gotta talk about it.
Yeah, but I mean, I think it is a look. And I'm not going to hold you. Yes.
You know, when black men date white women, is a look.
No, it is a look from that black woman. You may be like, oh, all right, girl. Because you're wondering why. Okay, somebody sent something to me earlier, which was funny. I'll show you the thing. The girl was talking about her being single. It was a meme. I think it was where is it? Two gay guys that had a man, and they were in the bathroom sharing their little, having a little good time. So the girl was like, well, wait a minute now. So all this is going on and I'm still single. So what is going on? First of all, there's a shortage. As we know, there is a shortage
From
of
the
men.
time her
First,
sister is 16 years old, she's already in the statistic. There's already more women her age than there is men. That's the statistic.
no, that's going to say that. I mean,
the age
just
is
a fact
a
that
black sister
I don't
is
know about
16 years.
16.
I'm telling you the statistics.
I've
I've
heard
looked
that
it up. I've looked it up before we did the show. So statistics shows from the time a black sister is 16, there's already more black women than there is black men.
oh, that's
As to where a white woman, by the time she's 32, then there's a shortage. So she has a whole another 15, 17 years on the black woman right there. Don't let me start on Asians because they are the most populated people in this world. But go ahead. I just wanted to let you know the statistic.
You interject. I'm not even sure where
You said
I was.
you said that there was a shortage. You said there's
Oh,
already
it's
a shortage of men.
Right. So then you feel like, all right, it's already the women just in general. I didn't know about the age statistic part, but just in general, you're in the classroom growing up, it was always more girls than boys in the class. That's why everybody liked Jamal, because it's more girls in the class than there is boys. So that's already one thing. Then you get to high school, you get to college age. Now these young men are now getting into trouble, the ones that live in your neighborhood. So I don't know if they in juvie, what's going on, you're getting locked up. There's all these different things going on. So now there's another, so we're already overpopulating the male. Now you're getting into trouble, you're getting into shit, that's another thing. Then it becomes, so you're either jailed, and now with the community growing, we have now the LGBTQ plus community. More people are coming out. Not that I have anything wrong with it, because you always have to.
We're not saying we have anything,
But that's also now. So now that's being more. People are not afraid. This is who I am. I'm going to live my life as you should. But now with people not really being quiet.
So you're saying basically all these filters are happening.
Yes, everything is being filtered out. So it's like, what is left for me? And now what is left? Oh, I'd rather be with a other than you. Why? Because I feel like you have an attitude. Where is this going? But then you find the black woman who will praise that black man. I don't know about other black women. I can only speak for me. My preference is that black man. It just is what it is. I have black brothers, of course. You know, I grew up with my brothers. I grew up with a dad until he passed. And I know what the situation was in a home, taking care of the family. You know, my mom did her part, which was cooking and making sure the kids did their homework. My dad did the rest. She didn't have to worry about those things. You're not finding those things
Absolutely not.
now. It's just not something that's happening. I have an older brother who I watched be here and everywhere, but took care of his kids, did everything. But you're not finding that type of
Absolutely
thing.
not.
So once you get down to the filters, through the filters, what's left for me? Like, this is, and it's a problem.
You wanna
And like
chime
I
in?
said,
Why you
and
look-
it's
I'm
and it's
sister talk. You looked at
yeah,
me like,
and it's
I think-
because,
Chop,
and I
chop.
think that women are.
Maybe I did.
Women are looking these ways and having these funny looks on their face because they know when it comes down to the wire. I've seen women, they're going to have that man's back. I don't care if it kills them. Okay? All
Break
these
them
things.
down.
He could be being away to you cheating, but I'm going to hold on to him because if I lose him,
Yes.
what else I'm going to
so
get?
let me ask you this. So
I'm
why?
listening.
Thank you. I love
No,
that.
yeah.
You have amazing points. You're right. So
Yeah.
why, if that's the case, why not be it the other way around as well? So if
do you
you're
mean?
gonna feel some kind of way about what's left for me, then feel the same kind of way about when you date, as a woman, you're dating outside your race, and you're like, damn, I'm not gonna do that because I'm so pro black. I'm so for black families. Feel the same way. As much as we want to sit here and talk about the fact that, okay, what's left for me? Like you said that as a sister.
There's a shortage. There's nothing left.
Yeah, right, okay, cool, right? Say that. But when you see it happening on your side, from a black woman to a white man, feel that way too.
No,
Black
because she's
men don't have a
no.
shortage.
Come on,
Black
that's
men,
no.
Not only
Feel
do black,
that way.
black
Feel
not
that way. It's
only
only right.
is
like-
more is more black women
It's like
to
you
men.
being mad at the cup full of water, but then you be happy at the cup full of ice.
No, but
Black
it's
men
not-
doesn't have a
no.
shortage. Black men has plenty. That's the thing.
That's
That's
not true.
not the same. Black men has plenty because the ratio is Y'all can go ahead and Google it. All right. The ratio is there is one black man to every 11 women that are black women. Now, not only do you have one black man and 11 black women, he also has the other. So the black man has
And you are
plentiful.
the chooser. You
You
will
yes.
choose. That woman is not choosing.
I'm gonna say something, right?
Say it.
A lot of people might not admit it, but the trauma that is in black families is a big thing.
Yes.
All right, and minorities is a big issue,
Absolutely.
and we, a lot of us, especially now in this time, point the finger too much rather than
Yes.
trying to come together and become a solution, right? So just because, unfortunately, you might go to like another race, they don't understand your issues, your problems, right? So you might think it might be a little bit easier for you to a relationship might be easier. It ain't necessarily that it's easier. It's just that they don't necessarily they're not relating to what you're
The
going
trauma.
to. Exactly.
They don't
So,
relate to that trauma from
exactly.
their household.
Right. So it's easy on your mind. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not something that you're actually really dealing with. You know what I'm saying? Versus in black culture, you're actually it's trauma from both ends. You know, it's
So
trauma.
you're giving up. So you're taking the easy route out and giving
No,
up
but
on.
it's not necessarily. I wouldn't say giving up. As humans, we always look for a better route. We naturally, unconsciously, if I don't want to compare it to the weather, but if it's cold outside, you're gonna put on a coat. If it's hot outside, you're gonna probably wear less clothes. You know what I'm saying? It's just naturally you want to be stress free. If somebody's stressing you, I'm not going to your particular situation, but if homie was stressing you or making you feel some kind of way, you was like, yo, bro, I love you, but I gotta go because you stressing me out.
Back to what I said. Back to what I said. I just said this.
So
What you got in the black home when you go outside and date is not the same. They can't relate. So you think it's easier there instead of back to what you said, taking accountability and having a conversation to
yeah,
work through it. No, we weren't as a culture, and like you said, it has to be said, as a culture, a lot of us, not the most or not a percentage, but a lot of us weren't raised to have a conversation,
nah,
communication, and talk our problems do. But then there is that 21% that I always talk about I need to be in because I had the opportunity to grow up in the country living, grow up going to school with people of a different race and seeing a totally different environment than me living here in the streets, in the hoods, the black hoods of Brooklyn. And when I come outside, the pants are sagging. The brothers are selling drugs on the corner. The brothers are over there smoking weed. And, they are not into education. And this is what I get to see in my daily living. But I also had a chance to grow up where, they were playing sports. They were getting awards. They were driving Acuras and
In high school.
Nissans. Shout out to my North Carolina family. They were driving Acuras and Nissans at 16. We were going to driver's ed at 15. We were playing sports and we were getting awarded. And if you were smoking, you were the outcast. If you were actually cut in school, you were outcast.
right.
Then to be thrust into the New York City lifestyle, and the cool thing to do was cut school. And this is because the parents were struggling. The fathers were absent from the home because he was outside robbing. So
It was a lot of factors.
yes, so again, like the sociologist, her name is Cheryl Judas. She said there are far more black women than there are black men in this country. So she wrote a book, and in her book, she actually tried to tell black women date outside your race.
But I can't do.
She
Me
tri-
personally, I
me
have no
either.
interest.
I mean, she tried to tell black women date outside your race, whereas black men don't have to be told that
Yeah, do it.
because they don't have to be told that. They don't have to be told date outside your race because they have more to pick from. When okay, when a black man dates in his race, right? He has a 1 in 5 chance. He could be dating 5 women, but the 5 women that he is dating aren't dating anyone else.
Oh, absolutely, and that's a fact.
It's it,
So
that is the
lie.
statistics. I'm
and
telling
it's
you, it's
also
not.
it's a fact.
Nowadays,
It can be. It's
nowadays
listen,
is worse.
That
And
is
you
a
know what? They
lie.
have no updated statistics since the
You know how many times
2010s.
I've been in situations.
well,
Since we,
No,
we
I-
keep,
I'm
I
gonna
believe
listen
you.
to
You
this.
better. You better.
since we keeping it real, you know how many times I've been on tour. I'm 33, ladies and gentlemen.
Mm-hmm.
I've been in tour since I was 16.
You heard?
All right.
Mm-hmm.
You know how many times I've been on tour with? I'm not talking about all people of color. I've heard them in relationships or dealing with somebody, and they still out there doing their numbers, and they still are doing it like doing what they do. Like people out, like let's not make it seem like there's not people out here being completely faithful.
No, of course
girl
not.
can-
Of course
a female
not.
Can tell you, are you single? And she'll be like, yeah, I'm single, but she could be talking to 5 different guys.
But it's
still a level of disrespect. Believe it or not.
But the thing is,
we're
we're
conditioned.
Look what we
sorry to
have
cut you
come
off.
to.
No.
We're conditioned to be like,
Look what we have come to. Keep going.
we are conditioned to be like, oh, it's okay, we're just talking. So it's cool. But you might be talking to me because realistically, what you're supposed to be doing is, if I'm just talking to you, I'm just talking to you.
right.
But what happens now?
But if I'm just dating, I'm just dating.
Talking or dating or anything, it should
No.
be one. See,
No.
exactly. This is what I'm talking about.
No,
This is double. This is what I'm
it's not a
talking about.
double standard. It's called communication, with which I believe the black community doesn't have.
Okay, but if I'm just talking to you, I'm just talking to you.
What
I
is
would-
talking? What is your definition of talking?
Investing my time into getting to know you,
Mm-hmm.
that's talking. Whether I'm calling you in the morning, I'm calling you at night, texting you, I'm talking to you. That's just me trying to
And
get
nobody else.
and nobody else.
See, that's a conversation. Listen, we are going into this exclusively, but people don't have those conversations.
I think that's something, me personally, that you should just know. If you have the, if
I
you
like
have
Not
the-
everybody, and I would
like
expect
that.
that, but
You
not
have
everybody
the
has that
audacity-
common.
But they don't.
As a man, if you have the audacity to stop a woman in the middle of the street, let's just say, or at a bar, or if you run into a woman that you like, I think that as a man, you owe it to her to be completely about her. If you're not, don't step up to that girl. Leave her alone. Let
Leave her
be.
alone.
Yeah,
Leave
but that's
her-
in actuality, that's not
Leave her
that's
alone.
that's not what's that's
And
what
it goes
not
both
what's
ways.
happening.
I think women do the same thing. And Instagram made it easier because now a chick can be like, let me follow you on Instagram. And now she'll get her number out to 5, 10 different niggas at the club or in the party. And then she'll screenshot the nigga, oh, this is what this person look like. This is what this person look like. And now she can remember, okay, he bought me a drink. He bought me Henny.
Well, I mean, yes,
I don't
but
like that.
but what I
You telling me
think
you
though,
never bagged more than 3 people in the club before? Or you never
yeah, but that's when I was when I was in my 20s, we were having a good time. That's what we were doing.
Okay, so
now no, but the fact of the matter is, I just want to go back on it. The double standard with men and women, I feel like you said. Well, women are out there talking to multiple men. The problem is, and just like I was telling you before we even was on air, me, I've always been very old-fashioned in certain things that I do.
Because we grew up
So
that way.
that's something I was expressing to you before this even started. I think that women now, when you say that women, they're talking to, because women now have gotten to this beast mode because they're worrying about what this nigga is doing. No man is not going to make me feel like, oh, I'm a savage. That's not something I use in my vocabulary. It's not, that's not me. That's not who I'm going to be. If I'm dealing with a situation, that's what I'm dealing with. If somebody hurt my feelings and I feel away, I feel away. Right. But I'm not going to now be like, oh, savage mode on because I'm a savage. Can't no nigga make me feel no I'm not on, that's not the type of level that I'm on. If I'm hurt and you did something to me, I'm feeling some type of way, that's what I'm doing. When I'm dealing with somebody, that's what I'm doing. I think
with that one
women
person.
women now on Instagram are like this and showing out like this because this is what the men are doing. So they think it's cool. You want to get that man's attention, so you're gonna go over it. I'm pretty sure y'all follow Cass Facts. Shout out to him.
Yeah, shout
he
out to
posts
Cass
a lot of
Facts.
things that are realistic.
Yes.
And people get in the comments and you fabricate. You're doing this. You want a threesome with your man. Yeah. Why? Because you feel like that's what's going to keep that man. No, we set up a threesome. I'm setting it over because when the bitch come over, we're going to fucking fight. That's what we're going to do. We're not doing that. Yeah, so we're going to keep it a buck. I don't know what everybody else is doing, but that's not what I'm doing. Things like that is not cool to me.
You're not doing threesomes?
No, I'm not. So if everybody thinks that's cool, that's what you want to do. No, we're gonna do that, and it's gonna be a setup.
Because
we're
that's
not
the old fashioned
right. And I think that everybody's
People in the old
doing
days
that.
was doing threesomes.
I'm pretty sure they were, but
Shit.
the point I'm making though now is
People-
that people are doing these things and women are doing these things.
Themselves and be vulnerable.
Right.
So everyone is like, nah, I gotta
Now
be this
on
way.
head,
You know,
absolutely.
I gotta be this way
See?
because
society,
yeah, because it's society.
the songs, the lyrics, the
So how do you fix it? How do you
you build up a generation. Because what's done is done. So
Okay.
even
So we
and
done.
not to I hate to, put this in it, but this is just reality for me. I am a single mom and I am raising an 11-year-old daughter at home. Yes, she has AirPods. Yes, she has an iPad. Yes, she has an iPhone. Yes, she does have the things of the world because this is her age group, but she is not of the world. She wants she wants this. Why would I give you these fake imitation braids when you have a head full of
And she does
thick,
have her head full.
beautiful, natural hair? You know why? Because I'm telling you, no, you don't need it. I'm not permeate here. I'm not doing these things that other women before me did to other black women before me did.
do you ladies believe in self-expression?
I do believe in
Yes.
self.
What if that's just not particularly your daughter, but what if just that's a person's way of expressing themselves?
No, I love how you said that because she sees other girls who have these fake
And forget the
hairs.
braids. I don't even think the braids is an issue. No, you want
Just
wigs.
things,
You want
period.
no, but
Oh,
you
those
want lace.
them other
Yeah, that's what I'm
girls.
saying.
See,
I
I'm
don't
not
see
raising
anything
that.
wrong with
I'm not
with the
raising that.
braids.
My daughter has come to me. I want a nose ring. I want a tattoo. She has said, and I take that, as you said, as self-expression. But she also has an understanding in our home that she can get those things when she's 18.
That's dope.
She can, this is what I want. I want a tattoo. I want my tattoo to be like this. I'm going to have a nose ring here. I'm going to have a ring right here. I'm going to get 3 holes on my ear. But when I am 18. And my expectations and my hopes is that when she does become 18, she don't want those things
Because it happened
anymore.
to me.
Y'all grow that. Those
You
moments.
understand? So
Yeah.
she's still expressing her self-expression to me, but she's respecting that she's being
It
brought
goes
up.
back to what you said about taking care of the next generation and teaching them the right thing and the right way to do things.
We are the elders. If you want to believe it or not,
Kind of young.
and that's what I said. If you are 33 to 45, you have been thrust into a situation where you are just the elder. Because the ones before us,
That's a fact.
I know. And the ones before us, we have been thrust into a situation that we didn't ask for because we still want to be learning and we still want to do this. But we were raised by grandmothers, a lot of us. We had that grandmother there with those old school morals. And those grandmothers was the generation that didn't speak up. They just did what you said, cook, clean in the house. And the fathers went out and they took care of the home. And then there came a time where the women came, just like that Madam, what's her name? Madam with the hair thing, whatever. I can't think of her, whatever, off the top. It was like, oh yeah, what black women can be independent. Black women can go and make more money as much as the men. And they still don't make
But we need the support of the man.
Yes.
Enough of it. So to get back on it, we need the support of the man. That
like
woman
that.
cannot just be out there. And then it's another thing where they say, oh, this I've heard people say it, single moms that raise sons. Now I'm in a relationship with this single mom's son, and we're getting, I don't know, we're having a heated conversation, so he's emotional. What is that female or his friends gonna say? Oh, what? Yo, you emotional like a bitch. What's going on? Why? Because he was raised by his mom. Now that's a problem. You've heard that before because you're looking at me a little with your eyebrows going in.
No, I'm letting you know.
Yes, I want him to get back to
Yeah,
talking.
that has also, I've heard it and I've seen it. I've even had a friend say to me, oh, but that's the part, and I don't know what his issue is with different things. Oh, that man is acting like that because he was raised by a single black mom. He got his mother's tendencies with them female tendencies. But what else is, so where is the man?
I disagree with that. I think that I think that
That's
I don't know who
things
said
that I've
to
heard.
you,
Yeah,
but
I've heard it.
I've heard it too, but I think that that's the problem. And you know what I'm saying? That's the issue. Not being able to express yourself as a black man.
That's
And I
a
think,
thing too.
Shit, niggas got emotions too. And
Yes.
what happens is you just so used to not. Excuse me. You're used to not sharing your emotions and how you truly feel, how to communicate. You don't know how to properly communicate, whether it's to your brother, whether it's to your lover, your wife. You don't know how to, because you be so used to just holding up all this emotion inside, and you don't develop a sense of learning how to communicate and
talk it out,
talk
because
how you
that's
really
how
feel.
you were raised. You were raised tough it up. I so despise the homes that told black men that they couldn't cry. I despise whoever started that.
Well,
I mean, that goes
I don't
way.
think it was
I
a sense
think
of you couldn't cry. I think it was a sense of
you have to be strong for the world, because if you
yeah,
don't,
the world,
yeah, I think that's what
I
it
think
was.
the world is just
Trying
like,
to prepare you.
We see it now. Shit, we're getting shot. You know how many times I got pulled over by police and all kind of crazy things happen to me in my life just because I'm black. You know what I'm saying? So our parents, our single mothers, our grandparents, whoever raised us was like, yo, you gotta be tough, because if you ain't tough, you're gonna break.
Eat you up.
Yeah, you're gonna eat you up. So I think that's part of like this, shield that you were raised in, and then later on in life, you just like, oh man, I don't know how to let this shield down or how to let this wall down and have this conversation with this woman that I really genuinely care about, and let her, trying to explain to her what I really feel. So I mean, it's levels.
Definitely.
And then what happens, that turns into, okay, dating outside your race, or because I don't want to be macho
Right, that's
all
the
the
thing,
time.
you see?
I don't want to have to be macho all the time. I don't want
Yes.
to have to explain to you, why your daddy wasn't around to teach you how to treat a man. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So so would you say that these are the reasonings of dating others? Would you say that these are because we need to, what are the
In
reasons?
theory, people want peace, and when your whole life is just constantly fighting. Sometimes you go out of your way, or not out of your way, but you just date other people that have just brings you some type of peace, and you just don't think of it. You're just like, yo, this piece of person bring me peace. They're a little bit more chill. You know what I'm saying? Versus constantly being. It's like the same. It's like if you was raised in a project your whole life, you've been raised in a fucked up neighborhood. Eventually, you're just gonna be like, yo, I need to move to the suburbs, man. Because I'm tired of hearing the fucking sirens. I'm tired of hearing the gunshots. I'm tired of hearing about people dying. I need to get the fuck, because I want peace. We all want peace.
Yes.
We all
Okay,
want peace.
so what about the comment that 50 made when he was on Lil Wayne's show that he laughed about? And how did that comment even come up? Didn't y'all see it? About the
about him dating exotic women.
Yeah, he was
definitely.
like, yeah, because I got off the boat. What did he say? I want something that looked like they got off the boat. So he didn't say anything about anybody having an attitude or going through a struggle. He himself went through it. Well,
a look. He said it was a look for him.
So he just came on shit. It's a look.
That's his preference.
But he didn't have to back.
Damn, that sucked up all the air in the room just now, yo.
You gonna really say
Because you know what? Because he went all the way, and everybody
saying
could have
he
a
was so-
preference. And
but
I'm
you have
all
a
about
preference too. That's why I also took that into.
But it's a preference, but not make it a preference, but don't make a preference and then down in the same sentence. That's a problem. So it's a difference between a preference and a problem.
What was the statement? I don't remember.
I have to go back. I can't even remember how Lil Wayne asked him about it and how they got here.
And
But
sisters of celebrity sisters were upset with what he said, because even this girl who just had this new movie out, and she was like, "Oh yeah, 50 support me too." Whatever that new corny movie that just came out with this girl.
I don't know. I'm at a loss with that one.
This
was like a month ago. I wish it was more fresh. But a preference, no problem with it. Everybody has a preference. Even I can sit here and say I have a preference.
Right.
But sometimes even when I say my preference is, it's not gonna, I could say, oh, I like everybody tall, dark, and basketball structure. But it doesn't mean everybody that's tall, dark, and basketball I'm gonna like. It just, this is just a preference that I'm saying. But it doesn't mean
A look. Visuals.
Right. But I just don't, I have no problem with preferences, but don't give a preference and then down your own.
I hate to get
Look
back
at
to
your
it,
mommy and your auntie, like.
but
I mean, that's why I was trying to figure out what was the second part of the statement that he said, because I don't.
Yeah, I should have
don't
been.
either.
If
Yeah.
he did that, that's whack. But if you have a preference,
If you have a preference, you have a preference. Absolutely.
but I really hate to, but I have to, because
I like girls shorter than me, so I can pick them up.
see, that's a regular preference. Shut the fuck.
Yo, why you looked at her like
Cause that is not a lot to ask. But like I had to explain to her, no,
You
cause we,
can't even keep a straight face.
cause we was talking about this, and she said that she like her man tall, dark, and handsome. But I said if you speak to a white sister, and we know white sisters will come to you and say, I like my man tall, dark, and handsome too.
Right.
Cause it's a preference.
And I'm gonna say, girl, what? Nah.
So both of y'all, a black sister and a white sister, both like they men tall, dark, and handsome. What's dark to you just ain't dark to the next person. But like to get back to the topic, yes, it is true. When a black man dates a other, but I'm gonna solely, y'all can say whatever, but I'm gonna say this. When a black man dates a white woman, a sister is really looking at him with a nasty attitude. And before we used to think that these looks were not seen by that black man and that white sister. But they see that shit.
Yeah, because yeah.
The reason why they see that shit because within that unity, they feel a way.
That's what I was gonna say. They feel it.
They feel it as well.
So that's between them.
But they have to communicate within themselves, within that unity. So then when a black sister dates a white man, hell yeah, black sister is happy. She's not happy for the right reasons.
And she's happy because she's just like, now, it's like now she tired of that. You know what? She got sister's tired now.
Just like a black brother wants peace, a black sister wants peace.
You better
and
say
if she
and
can
you better
get
repeat
a
it again.
YSL bag, and
so what is
she
it
can
really
get
about?
financial literacy, and she can work on her credit score and be taught something from that white man.
Why do we glorify money and materialistic things so much?
Because money makes the world go round.
Not for me.
Not for me.
I think.
Well, I got
We
my
talking about
credit
in
score
general.
up, so I'm happy about that.
I think money's it's just embarrassing.
About to die.
I think,
Who?
I think,
If you need to plug, I don't know.
Okay.
I think that
Thanks. I had it on mute.
it's just embarrassing the way we.
No,
just,
it is. It.
Talk about it.
And that's because we didn't have it.
You don't
Go
hold
ahead.
back.
It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing.
Seriously, let's
Because
talk
other
about
coaches
it.
don't really
Do that.
don't do that. Just they have good structure. You have the beautiful home. You got your decent cars. You got your 401k. You got insurance, life insurance. Life is cool. You know what I'm saying? And they don't have this over the top.
But you know
flashy-
why though that we feel like that? Because it goes back of course it doesn't have anything to do with us or even maybe your parent. We can go all the way back, and we can even use when Kanye said, which I felt like was very disrespectful. Was it like a kind of a fact? Were you stating a fact? Maybe, but it was crass and it was ignorant when he said, "Oh, Harriet Tubman freed slaves. Yeah, she freed a slave to work for a white man. Why would you say?" And there was some people under the post like, well, it's a fact. That's a fact. Though it may be a fact, it was an ignorant one. And it was a crass one. Because, first of all, don't disrespect that lady like that. First of all, don't, yeah.
I think when you say her name, we think effort. So when he said his statement, we took away her effort that she put her life on.
Yeah, like, come on.
Come through, y'all.
And first of all, you don't think she felt the way? That's why she threatened to shoot anybody that went back. I'm out here risking my life and my family. I done took this trip 100 times fold. Right. And now half of the people that she slaved could not think now with their enslaved minds. They went back to massa because now I don't know what to do with my free time. Mm-hmm. I was waking up at the crack of dawn doing X, Y, and Z. I'm a free man. What do I do now? Mm-hmm. But
they
don't
had
sit there and
educate.
Right. So I'm saying it's all of an enslaved mind. So it's not your fault. Our parents' generation. So when we say that, oh, we're not used to having things, that's a motherfucking fact because we're not. Mm-hmm. That was not, we did not have. And it's a shame and a sin now that we as each other now are like crabs in a barrel towards each other, which we definitely need to work on. But this is the reason why we're like that. Oh, I want to get that because I didn't have it. My mother didn't have it. I want my moms to be happy. this person didn't have it, so I'm going to get it. So this is why we're glorifying those things, but I don't think it's our fault. Now, what we need to do, though, if you have children, you have your niece, your nephew, your auntie, whoever, start educating them. So now that it gets better, we know better, we do better. And I think that's something that we need to do. But as far as we've been like that, because this is what we've known. And when I look at it, sometimes I just be like, oh, we got to do better. But this is the reason for it. And we all know the reason why.
You said that other cultures or other races, they have these nice homes, these nice cars, these 401ks, and so forth and so forth. Why do you think that they have these things?
I think that when like I know growing up for me, it was kind of like glorifying like the face value of things, like the new Jordans, what kind of designer clothes you got on, stuff like that. I think that other cultures focus on longevity, money that's going to be here
for generation.
Yeah, for generations.
Wealth,
So it's just like the things I know now, I wish I knew when I was in high school because it would have given me a head start.
Oh, absolutely.
Why do you think that they focus on that?
Because it brings instant.
No, because they were taught in their homes.
Yeah, it was taught in their homes, but it brings a feeling of just instant.
Gratitude.
Yeah,
it's satisfaction.
When you walk into the classroom,
satisfaction.
like we all know that. Like I don't know about y'all, but I know about this. The feeling of when certain kids walk inside the classroom, oh, he just got the new Jordans, or he got this new jeans, or
because this is what Black culture has taught us.
Right.
Because we didn't, but it all comes from because we didn't have.
They ate at the table.
Yep.
The conversation was of politics and what's going on in the news.
Yep.
The Black home, we were sitting down at 8 o'clock and we were watching Al Bundy. He swallowed it. The dog swallowed the money. I'm just telling you because we have to, I love the fact that you said, how do we fix it? I feel like so many generations right now are so lost and gone, and I hate it. And it's going to be a hard struggle bringing them back. And I also feel like these young moms that are coming up, these grandmothers, even Bernice Virgo, she's a 40-year-old beautiful woman, and she's a grandmother. And now we have the new girl, Tommy. Her daughter's 16. She's a new mother. They trying to tell her that, oh, you should do this, you should do that. I'm out here. I don't want to be a grandmother at 35. Fuck no. I want to teach my kid, don't get it out the mud like me. Look what mommy doing. And that's why it has to come from in-house. They had that in-house. We didn't have that. A lot of Black families
did not have it.
In 1967, it was just okay for a white man to marry a Black woman and vice versa. Do y'all know that? In 1967 now, doesn't seem like that far ago.
It wasn't that long ago.
Now, maybe when we were younger,
it seemed
that way. But right now, can you imagine that you can just have interracial marriage? It became a law. A woman and a man was actually locked up in 1958 for having an interracial marriage. Can you believe that?
Yeah.
And the Black woman who married a white man, she was in jail longer than a white man. See what I'm saying? So why do I want to go into another culture and no, I'm against that. I'm sorry. I'm not being biased or nothing. It's my preference. That's when the word preference. Now, I'm sorry if I'm taking up this, but I have to say this.
No. Say it.
It's my preference. I am a Black woman. I want a strong, able, manly, sensitive, educated, God-fearing. Lord, that was supposed to be number one, Father. God-fearing man. And it does exist.
Do you think you're racist?
Don't start that bullshit. I've been called. I've been called.
No, but it's
racist.
a good no. But I mean, he's just asked.
I'm just
I
asking
am racist.
questions.
I am racist.
You're racist.
If Twitter choose me out, they said I'm racist for my beliefs.
Okay.
I respect other cultures. Sometimes I don't want to use the word jealous.
I don't think Black people can be racist, but I would throw that.
Yeah, that's the thing
because
too.
That's
but
what that's what the definition would be, and that's what she would.
They would call us prejudice.
As well,
we wouldn't be racist. I mean, we would be labeled prejudice. But I'm telling you, why can't a Black person be racist, but a white person can, and an Asian person can? Stop. I just think that overall, you have to have this communication, and it has to be two able black. That word king, if y'all notice or not, that word king and queen is dying out.
Oh, because it's thrown around. Yeah,
That
I'm
shit is
over it
dying
now.
out. Now that's why
Me
they look at
myself.
me and they say, "Why you call Pop Smoke? Rest in peace to Pop Smoke. Why you call Pop Smoke a knight?" I said because I read up on things. You know, I'm educated to certain things. He was a knight. He was making his way to have his own kingdom. You don't just automatically become a king. You work towards it. You fight, not necessarily fight, but you fight for what you want. You educate yourself. You work hard and diligently for what you want. So yes, that young king, well, young knight in my eyes, was taken away. All right. That's why he's a knight. Everybody's not a king and a queen of their own castle. You have to work to get there to become a queen. And you don't really
What
want to
if
be a
they
king
just
and a
like, well, I'm
queen.
just gonna use this. This is just my salutation.
Then the energy word. Energy. But then when you read the four agreements, you don't even want to be around people with energy because energy is so many different things, negative, good. You want someone with light. So when you read the four agreements, which is a good book, if y'all could get into that, I would love that. You read the four agreements, and the four agreements tell you that we come from light. Even the night and the stars come from light. So I want me a black king that is not afraid to cry, not afraid to communicate. I don't want him punching walls because this is what he saw in his motherfucking house.
Talk about it.
I don't want him robbing and stealing. If I got to be the one to provide for us right now, that's a right now thing. But we gonna get over this hurdle, and you still a king of this house.
Put your number out there.
No, I'm still healing myself.
See, that's. We're gonna see. You see, a lot of people is gonna understand what I just did just now, and a lot of people is gonna go over a lot of people's head. Think about it. When you hear it back, you're gonna hear it. You're gonna hear it.
All right.
Think about what just happened. It's just it's gonna go over a lot of people's head, but a lot of folks are just gonna understand exactly what I just did just now.
Cause I sure do right now. I'm kind of a little
Well,
stuck.
listen, I'm like, I ain't got no.
I'm gonna have to listen back.
Yeah, because I'm like, I ain't got no healing right now, and I feel the same way. So I don't know if that's.
You're gonna hear.
I want to be the best I could be for when that man come into my life. The only thing that I feel a white or Asian or any other can offer me is some financial literacy, some patience, and a good time. They cannot relate to my everyday experiences, and that's me. But there might be a sister who was out there who was raised in a two-family home, and she lived on a hill and they had cars in the yard, and she can relate. But a white man is a hard thing for a white man to take a black sister home. He gonna be written out that will. A white sister could take a black brother home and say, "Mommy, but look, no, he's not like the rest of them. He's not a gangbanger. He's educated," and they still are not going to accept him. But a white man will he will disown his family if he really loves that black woman. Y'all look it up and let me know what y'all see. This conversation can go on for on and on and on and on. This is a never-ending
It's a
conversation.
great conversation, and I thank you for bringing me on.
Thank you for bringing it to my attention so we can have this. This
For real.
is good.
It's a dope conversation. I think that, just to sum it all up, I think love always wins. I think love wins. Love comes in different forms, and I think that we're blessed to be in this time where you shouldn't be afraid to love. I think that you should not. You should be able to love anybody and everything you want to love. Because there was a time where people were actually getting killed for even being by another race, just getting murdered. So I think that we are in a different time now, and you should be able to love to the fullest extent, and just be in that idea. But obviously know your foundation and know your truth.
Yes. You want to wrap up your final thoughts before I
No.
wrap up mine?
No, I guess that's just really it. I do agree with what you're saying. When you I agree, but I agree with what you're saying because yes, when you come from that type of thing, when it's like, dag, things have to go so far left because this is the person I want to be with. That is, it's scary and it's crazy. It doesn't make sense. But do I feel like, no, that black man needs to invest in his black community? Absolutely. So I still stand strong on what I feel and that point exactly. But yes, it is. It's totally like it's swag to say like, dag, this is what was really going on because I felt this way about a person. Come on now, that's ridiculous. But do I think that some of these men still need to wrap their head about what's going on outside? Absolutely, they need to hone in on the situation. Get off of social media, what you looking at, and see what's going on in your own area. So
That's it.
I believe in that.
Well, I'm gonna wrap it up and I'm gonna say,
Yeah.
and I do think that love comes from within. Love
Yeah,
yourself. Work
absolutely.
on your past traumas, your household situations. Forgive is a part of love. Love everyone because that's what you're supposed to do as a human
is love.
being. Respect and love is hand in hand. But I'm also going to add on the fact that love doesn't just is not just something that's easy. Within love comes factors that you have to have in order to say that you truly love someone and you are in love with someone. Just because you are in love with someone, don't stop being who you are. Don't let love break you down. You understand? Or change you. Love and communicate, love and respect, and just be a human being. Because that's what we all are. And this year has showed us that.
Oh yeah.
This year has truly showed us about love and being a human being and what's going on in the world. 2020 has really opened our eyes, and that's why 2020 is going to be one of the greatest years. 2021 is going to be one of the greatest years to be alive. If you make it. You know what I mean? Because we ain't out the works. These last 5 months are going to be very hard. And if you love yourself, you could love someone else. But you have to love yourself first before you could dish out any type of love. You understand? You have to admit and take
Accountability.
accountability. And I posted that yesterday on Now This Podcast. You have to first take accountability for your actions in order to heal and then be there for someone else and win. You will never win until you can't point the finger. So these conversations need to be had in everyone's home to restore our culture. 400 years is up. I'm going to leave that in the air. This podcast, your girl, Little Body T. I'm telling y'all, I'm really coming back every week, harder, stronger with these conversations, real life people. Santos, thank you again for coming on. I appreciate you. Lovely Toy. She hate when I call it Toy. Thank you, Toy. Them girls
you.
is no longer in
Well,
existence.
thank you for having me again.
I
Even though,
appreciate you.
know.
Hopefully
yeah.
you come back because this is nice. You do this good. Santos, maybe you come back again too.
Oh, if the invitation is there, I'm here.
I appreciate you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good.
This podcast. You tune in. See y'all later. I'm out.